You know, like when you don't really talk to the guy on the phone and then you plan to go see the guy and then he calls you before you're supposed to leave and you hear his voice for the first time and you're like, holy fuck, this is not what you're supposed to sound like. Yeah, that just happened to me right now. So I'm not gonna go because that was not a cute voice. And it's kind of like an ick to me. So I guess I'm just gonna film TikToks now and just, I don't know, I have a full face of makeup on and an outfit on, so yeah, but I'm definitely not going on a date. That was a weird ass voice.
Y'all wanna know what I hate? Is when men try to organize dates to be at their crib. Especially the first date. Motherfucker, you don't know if I'm crazy. I might rob you. You don't know that. 2, you wanna be comfy, drink wine, watch a movie. Motherfucker, I could do that at home with my dog. Why would I wanna do that with you? You don't even know me. Stupid. Just stupid.
Guys, I'm in a pickle. I have this friend who's a guy, and we've only ever hung out with mutual friends because he's like their friend, not really my friend. This week we hung out on our own a couple times, and I'm supposed to bring a +1 to this Ken and Barbie themed party that I'm going to tonight, so I asked him if he wanted to be my Ken for the evening. That one's on me. He has interpreted my invitation as me asking him to date. This morning he texts me, he goes, "Can I sleep at your house tonight?" This whole space, this space here is a boy-free zone.
Am I like the only one who relies on shots to feel comfortable, like on a first date? If I'm not drinking a little bit, at least, like I'm either awkward or I'm shy, and then we're just not gonna have fun because I'm not gonna talk.
So this is just a small sample of how difficult it is to date women these days. I mean, they come up with all these rules and all these stipulations and all these standards that you have to meet in order to date them, in order to interact with them, in order to have a nice night with them, right? Now, the first lady, which is it's just preposterous, right? They call it ick. You know, I'm just now learning what that word is. I guess that's a turnoff, right? For younger people, I guess the ick is a turnoff. I don't know. I'm out of touch. But anyways, she calls it an ick because she heard this guy's voice and she didn't like the sound of his voice. Now imagine how difficult it is as a guy swiping and getting somebody to like you, right? And when you finally get somebody to like you, you're gaming them up over the messaging app, and you know, you get them to agree to go out and meet, and then you call them up, and all of a sudden this girl decides, I don't like his voice gives me the ick, and then she just stands you up. She stood you up, basically, right? She gets dressed, and then she decides, I'm just not gonna go out with him. I'm gonna stand the guy up, you know? And this is why men are like bolting and getting the hell out of Dodge, man. Because of all these ridiculous standards, all these, well, they call it standards. I guess, you know, I don't know what to call it, but, you know, a lot of girls have all these options these days, so they can decide to do shit like that. Whereas men, we don't have these options, right? Unless you're like the top 10, 20% of all men, unless you're a millionaire, unless you're 6'7", unless you're shooting from the half court line like Steph Curry, right? We don't have the ability to just reject women based on these superficial, unrealistic standards, right? And then, you know, the rest of the video, you start seeing that these women are very contradictory. They're very me first, egotistic kind of women, that they want the boyfriend experience, right? They want all the benefits that come with the boyfriend experience, and you don't get any benefits. You don't get any benefits. Now, the women make rules for guys that they don't really like, you know? The one lady, she was talking about how she was hanging out with this guy, and then she invited him to a Ken and Barbie themed party. Of course he's gonna think that's a date. You know, if you've been hanging out with this guy and he's in his mind's eye, you know, you guys have been hitting it off, and you guys are, you know, showing each other that you're interested, and then you invite him to a thing like that, a +1. Oh, come on. What are we supposed to think, right? And then women are notorious for one night stand. You guys are the ones that set the tone for that. That hookup culture stuff, women are in charge of that, because look, sex doesn't happen unless a woman says yes. It doesn't happen, right? And for women to be shocked and surprised that guys want to set up first first time encounters at their house. Come on. You guys are in charge of this hookup culture, yo. Before, we used to court you guys, and it used to be a process. You know, we'd meet your parents before we take you out. But now it's like swipe right and let's get this thing on, you know? But anyways, I'd love to hear your thoughts, guys. I thought this was an interesting compilation. Leave it down in the comments. Hit a like on your way out. See you guys on the next one. Peace.